Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Very good evening to all of you. I'm Dr. Ujwala, and as Dr. Prashant said, I'm basically from Maharashtra and been here in Bangalore for last 19 years, practicing for almost 20 years. And I stay with my family, a husband who is into IT, and a daughter who is 14 years old. And yeah, totally enjoy my association with wellness coach and community as a wellness coach. Okay. And so I welcome you all today to this session, and I hope you all enjoyed till now. I mean, what an amazing transformation Raj Matangi, could get because of Anu. That's incredible, and I'm sure you are enjoying the incredible energy that Dr. Prashad is spreading all over. Correct. So now it's the time to learn and apply something. Okay. So today, what I'm going to talk about is something that you can practically apply, and I'll give you a disclaimer that you cannot do everything about back pain yourself. Sometimes you would need a doctor. Okay. But today we will learn when would you need a doctor and what are some things that you can do yourself to take care of the back pain. Okay. Or how to avoid it. Okay. Fine. So I think one disclaimer, okay, technically कोई issue हो जाए तो just wait for some time because I'm not that great with these presentations, but I'll try my best to do it. Okay. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Can I get some thumbs up? Yeah. Good. Okay, so that's a good start. So my topic is building a pain-proof back. Okay, so how many of you have actually experienced back pain some or the other time in your life? You can just write yes. Why? That's that I can see, so I'll understand. And actually, I see it in reality, so many people coming with back pain issues, it's very common. Okay, and if you have not suffered with back pain, maybe you have somebody at home, who would have suffered with back pain. Generally, her family में ना 25 to 50%, ratio होता है, 50% लोग ठीक है, 50% को back pain हो रहा है, correct? Or if you don't remember, just go in your first aid box and you will see some move or, Volini or your Jhandu Balm and Amrutanjal, you will remember, us time back pain hua tha. Correct? So it is such a common problem and it keeps happening again and again. Okay? So have you ever wondered ये बार-बार क्यों होते रहता है? Correct? That's what we will study today. Okay? So what I'm going to talk today, okay? Just a second. Let me try. Okay. For your patience, yes, it's back again. Okay, so we'll talk a lot of back today about the back. Okay, so what we'll be talking basically understanding about the back. Okay, blackboard नहीं है वो क्या होता है उसमें we will understand how your back is designed by God, okay, to take care, and why back health is very, very important because many a times we keep doing exercises for everything. We want our arms to look good, so we keep doing exercises for our arms, we keep doing exercises for our legs, we keep doing exercises for our belly. But back is something that many people miss on. So let's understand why, having a proper back, a healthier back is important. What are the aches behind the back pain? Okay, let us understand why this backache happens. Let us understand today misalignments of back because this is a very, very ignored thing, and many people suffer, throughout their life because if these misalignments are not identified. Okay. Yeah, what is the gender bias with the back, and what can we do, and what are the practical tips that you should do. Okay, I'll teach you today. Okay, now let us understand the basics first, the structure of the back. Okay, so your back, basically, your spine is composed of 33 vertebrae. Okay, so there are small bones, so called vertebrae. Okay, so it is divided into 5 sectors: your cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccygeal, your tailbone. Okay, now this spine is supported by a lot of muscles, ligaments, and tendons. That is why you can do all the movements and maintain your posture also. Okay, between these vertebrae there are something called intervertebral disc, जिसको आप spinal disc भी कहते हैं, और ये जो आप term कहते हैं ना, disc bulge हो गया या slip disc हो गया, Correct. This is the disc जिसमें problem होता है. Correct. Okay. Fine. So there is a spinal disc. Okay. Now, in between the bones, okay, of the vertebrae, basically it is there to provide cushioning effect. Okay. So that there is no friction and it can absorb shock. Okay. And these, spinal discs, okay, they have an outer tough covering and it's like kind of gel kind of a thing inside. Okay. These start degenerating, as we age or because of, poor hydration or, even because of prolonged strain. Correct. And that is why you see, this slip disc or disc compression issue do not happen in young people, but it happens in as we get older. Okay. So what can be done? I teach you. Okay. Now, why back health is very, very important. Okay. Abhi, Dr. Prashant was talking about taking a step towards your health or whenever you want to take a step, understand if your back is not right, you cannot even take a step. Correct. Because your movements and sensation are controlled by the nerves and the muscles, correct, which are in the back. Okay. So why it is very, very important? First is your posture. Correct. It will help you with your posture, balancing and distributing the weight evenly on your joints and muscles so that they do not get excess strain. Okay. Fine. To have your pain-free movements, you need to have a proper back, because as I told you, your your spine actually protects the spinal cord. Okay. And from the spinal cord, all your, I would say a vital nerve highway, is going on, throughout your body to give you sensation and movement. So if your back is not, back has any problem, you will not have pain. You will not have pain-free movements. Okay. So make sure any aches and pains, balm up, kahi bhi laga lo. Many a times people have this pain here and, they're putting the balm here. Maybe they have to put the balm here. Correct. Okay. So take care of your back. And yes, because we have the spinal cord there, it's the connection between our brain and the rest of the body. So, taking care of back is very, very important. Okay. Now, what are the aches behind the back pain? Okay. Let us understand the causes. See, actually our daily habits and lifestyle is the problem. करेक्ट. पहले ना बैकएक कब होता था, बैकएक में जितनी भी एडवर्टाइज आती थी, चाहे वो मूव की हो, आयोडेक्स की हो, तो उसमें एक मम्मी दिखाती थी. करेक्ट. साड़ी पहन के मम्मी दिखा रही है और उसका बच्चा आ रहा है, फिर कुछ धक्का मार कुछ तो हो गया एंड देन शी हैज द बैक. करेक्ट. आजकल सबको बैकएक हो रहा है, यंग एज में भी. हमारे तो यू वी हैव मेड एंड दिस एंड दैट, वी आर जस्ट सिटिंग ऑन चेयर ऑल द टाइम, स्टिल वी गेट बैकएक्स. Correct? Yeah. Now, what is the reason? That is the problem. Our lifestyle and our daily habits. Okay. So let's talk one by one. Okay. How many of you are doing desk job? 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 घंटे हम बैठे होते हैं. Correct? है ना? And many of the times we are not aware of our posture. Correct? So we sometimes slouch forward. कभी हम ऐसे करके काम कर रहे हैं, कभी हम पीछे होके काम कर रहे हैं. Correct? We are not aware of the position. Okay. Sometimes, many of the times, you are taking the screen and hunching over the screen. Correct. Very, very, and we do it for hours. Correct. क्योंकि आप काम में इतना busy है, because we are not even seeing कि हम किस posture में बैठे हुए हैं. Correct. Sometimes your neck is like this. Correct. Your neck is not with you. Correct. It is in the air. Correct. So all these problems, will cause, your spinal pains for sure. Okay. So that is what needs to be corrected. Okay. Because all these things create a lot of, pressure and discomfort on your spine and your muscles around. Okay. Second thing is your weak core. ठीक है. जैसे मैंने बताया, सारी एक्सरसाइज करते हैं, कोर बिल्डिंग के एक्सरसाइजेस भूल जाते हैं. करेक्ट. तो कोर स्ट्रेंथ, जब हमारा मसल, कोर मसल्स आर नॉट स्ट्रॉन्ग, इट क्रिएट्स अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर. इट कैन नॉट सपोर्ट योर स्पाइन. करेक्ट. एंड इट क्रिएट्स लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर ऑन द स्पाइन, मेकिंग इट वर्क a little more harder. Okay. Forcing it to work more. Correct. Okay. Third thing I would say is nutrition. Correct. We still, many a times, we still depend on dal chawal roti sabzi ki, we'll get all the nutrition from there. You're not. Correct. Understand, for your healthy back, you will need your vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, zinc, maybe proteins, multiple things would be needed. Correct. Alone eating dal chawal roti sabzi is not going to help you. Okay. So make sure you are getting these parameters checked at least, once in 6 months. And if these parameters are not right, make sure you're eating right, going in the sun, doing everything plus, but you have to add some nutrition supplements so that your parameters are right. Okay. Next thing is, your poor hydration. If I ask most of you, if I calculate and tell you, how to calculate your water content, correct, and how much water you drink. I did it for, a group of 100 people. You know, almost 90 people were, drinking much lesser water than what is required. Poor hydration is a very, very common problem. Again, इस पे किसी का ध्यान नहीं जाता. करेक्ट है ना, चाहे वो बच्चे हो चाहे हस्बैंड हो, nobody is drinking enough water. Correct, it needs consciousness. Correct, and when you don't drink water, let me tell you what happens. See, your spinal disc, okay, it actually depends on hydration, okay, for its flexibility. Okay, so if it dries out, correct, it loses its flexibility, and that is when you will get these problems with back stiffness or slip disc or compression kind of a things. Okay, so make sure you're drinking a lot of water when to avoid back pains. Okay, next thing is your mental stress. Now, how mental stress and backache is related. Mental stress causes problem with everything. Correct. During mental stress, actually your muscle comes into tension. A lot of inflammation is built. Correct. And that is why whenever, especially on this upper back and shoulder muscles, correct, that will get affected. Okay. So that is when you have to make sure, you have to remember that stress will affect your back. Okay. सिडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल, वही बैठ के खा रहे हैं, वही बैठ के काम कर रहे हैं, करेक्ट, वही बैठ के एंटरटेनमेंट हो रहा है एक ही जगह, जैसे समाधि लगी हुई है, करेक्ट. तो वी हैव टू मेक श्योर कि भाई देयर इज सम एक्टिविटी थ्रू आउट द डे. प्लीज डू नॉट सिट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम एट वन सिंगल प्लेस. Okay, it is going to affect your back because it will stiffen the muscles. Correct. And it will actually stiffen your muscles, and it will weaken your joints. Everything is going to happen. Okay, so actually, if you see this, out of this 6, I'll tell you, most of you will be having 4 reasons, could identify. Let's maybe 3-8-10 घंटे लैपटॉप पे बैठे होते हैं, हम कोर मसल्स एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं, maybe enough nutrition नहीं जा रहा है, hydration नहीं जा रहा है, correct. And every time it happens that you have a backache, what do? मूव मलिए, काम पे चलिए. Correct, very wrong advertisement actually. Correct, that is what people keep doing. Correct, you don't take care कि क्या lifestyle में changes करते हैं. Okay, so you have to do these lifestyle changes. I'm just addressing the causes. Okay, I hope you get this. And one more thing, many a times we suddenly get so energized, अब exercise करना चाहिए, and then you over exercise, you get injuries, you don't take care, you get repeated injuries, and then actually it creates a lot of discomfort, and it might create a very long-term damage to your back. Okay, so yeah, please make sure that if these reasons are there in your life, they should be out, or they should be worked on. Okay, now this is what I was talking about, twist and turns in your spine. Okay, so this is a healthy spine that you can see, and these are 3 very common misalignments of the spine that happens. Okay, these are very, very common I should tell you. Okay, maybe you are hearing this term for first time, but these are very commonly seen. Okay, हम में से बहुतों की backs में scoliosis हो सकता है, lordosis हो सकता है, correct. Kyphosis में अगर आपको example बताओ, जो हम बोलते हैं hunchbacked. Okay, people, correct, है ना. So that is what it is. So many a times your healthy back, your basically your curve in scoliosis, your curve spine sideways. Okay, and it creates a lot of problems. There will be imbalance of your muscle, disc, and joints. Correct, that will create a lot of discomfort in the body, and there will be chronic pain that will start occurring, and you will not understand pain ho kyun raha hai karke. Continuously there is some kind of discomfort which is happening. Okay, fine. Lordosis is again, when, especially it happens in the, lumbar area, it is a kind of invert curve that happens. Okay. And with this, you will, some of you maybe, can relate to it. You feel a lot of tightness, in your hip muscles. Correct. And, a lot of low back pain. Correct. And see, these misalignments is not only कि आपको थोड़ा pain हो रहा है, they can be bothering your day-to-day life. Correct. In fact, see, you have to understand your breathing and a lot of functions or organ health is also supported by back. Correct. Agar if there is misalignment of the spine, you might get difficulty in breathing also. Correct. Okay, fine. So, this is something which is very serious. So someday if you get the opportunity to visit your physiotherapist, ask, what kind of back you have. Do you have a healthy back, or do you have, a lordosis or a scoliosis? And, in some cases it can be taken care, and in some cases you just have to live with it. So better not to land up in that situation. Okay. See, I'm just giving you an example of scoliosis. Correct. This is in a child. This could be congenital, but for adults, it is generally, neuromuscular or, spinal injuries. Poor posture is the main reason. Okay. Obesity is one big thing. So please make sure if you are obese, work on your obesity. Okay. Same way, if have hormonal issues, your nutrients do not get absorbed, work on your hormonal issues. Correct. Everything is your body is connected. Understand this. Okay. So, it can happen because of anything, wear and tear, obesity, spinal injuries, age related, pregnancy, a lot of postural shift happens, this is one thing that can happen. Okay. You can understand, I have started with back pain and I have ended with nerve compressions. Understand when nerve compression happens, you can land up with paresthesias and, kind of a foot drop, or, whichever, nerve is affected, you will get signs like that. You might lose on your movement also. Correct. So please make sure that your back is well aligned. Okay, fine. Take care. Next is it happening only to women? Correct, Anna? So yes, that's the truth. Correct. Why it happens more to the woman? First thing is hormonal changes. Correct. Especially, this dance of your, fluctuations of your estrogen and progesterone. Correct. They will actually, affect the flexibility of your ligaments. Okay, and also affects your, postural stability. Okay, that is why, backache is very, very common in women. Okay, so if you are a female, you have to take extra care. That kela and milk and badam that you are giving to your husband and child, please eat it yourself. Correct? आपको ज्यादा जरूरत है. Correct? है ना? और आप, that is what you should do. Pregnancy, during pregnancy, we put on, a lot of weight many a times, and, that strains your back, and, there's postural shift, there are hormonal, changes that are happening that affects, even, that can loosen your joints also. Correct? Okay. Menstrual cycle, yes, during menstrual cycle, again, you're going through different phases of, hormonal changes that creates inflammation in the body. Correct? And your back is strained. Okay. So that is why, back strain आया है हमारे साथ. Correct, because of all the phases that we go through in our life. But we have to understand that if we control, if we don't let the hormone dance go really wild, we can stay at minimum pace. Okay, or zero pace actually. Correct, but we have to take care. So if you have these issues with PCOD or, any hormonal imbalances, work on it. Okay, fine. Osteoporosis, yes. Your bone starts weakening up, fracture, बहुत ही common है. Correct. Styling. Okay, let me talk about this. Okay, girls, लड़के heels नहीं पहनते, लड़कियां पहनती है. Correct, है ना? And I know girls love to wear heels. That increases their style quotient. But please be smart. अगर ऐसे लग रहा है ना, photo शोटो सब हो चुकी. Now you just have to sit. Always carry some flat sandals or slippers with you. Correct? Because walking on those heels for, a long time is not, possible, because I've seen people around. Okay. Generally I keep one extra flat in my bag and people keep asking, me, do you have your flats? Okay. So it is true for, most of the ladies. So please take care that, wearing heels is not good for your, back at all. Okay. And second thing I'll tell you, many a times, I've seen women carrying their bags like this, they hang it there. Okay, very stylish bag handed there. Okay, but if you see the load of the bag, it's heavy. Correct. Now God wanted इधर से पकड़ लो, नहीं तो इधर पकड़ो. Correct. ये style वाला था. Correct. So we have to understand कि, and sometimes the bags are so heavy with your wallet, with your makeup, and with your phones, it actually creates a lot of pressure here. Correct. So you have to take care, कि, it should not happen that, you were in all your style for 2 hours, but for, 2 days you had to suffer with that pain. Okay, so be very careful when you are doing these things. Okay. Next is your household chores. A lot of times we are doing the household chores in any which way. Correct? You are not thinking कि bucket कैसे उठा लो या बर्तन कैसे उठा लो. Correct? You generally, people start bending from the back. Don't bend from the back. Always bend from the knees first. Okay. So many a times, that is why, and we see it also happens practically. I'll tell you, women try, sometimes you have to understand that God made you little different from men. Men have more, bone mass and muscle mass. You don't have it. You have to build it. Correct. So unless you are building it, don't try to be a, he-man. Correct. You know, you have to, send your husband to gym, send your children to gym. Correct, है ना? Let them carry weight, if they are strong. If your back is not strong, don't try to, lift things, okay, which are heavy, okay? Either you should practice or you should work on it, okay? So these are some things, my dear women, please take care that you need a little extra care for yourself, okay? So start working on it, okay? Now, okay, what can be done, okay? Uh, Now let me teach you what can be done. First is proper posture. Okay. If your video is off, can you switch on your video? I'll teach you what to do. Okay. Let's first start with the finger exercise. Just click on your, video and switch it on first. Okay. Now let me talk about proper, your posture corrections. Okay. First thing is, if you are slouching, please sit straight. Okay. Right? Sit straight. If you want to curve a little bit, you can curve a little bit on your lower back, but always use a lumbar support. Okay, एक छोटा सा पिलो, सॉफ्ट पिलो आप रख सकते हैं वहां पे, मीडियम सॉफ्ट पिलो एक रख सकते हैं, ठीक है, फाइन. नेक्स्ट थिंग, you make sure your neck is with you, it is not in the air. It should not be like this, it should be with you. Okay, keep correcting your posture. Okay, fine. Okay, so I hope now most of you are sitting straight and your neck is with you. Okay, it is not in the air. Okay, next thing is your shoulders. Most of you are sitting like this. Okay, don't sit like this. Okay, round your shoulder and sit like this. Okay, move your shoulder, round your shoulder and sit like this properly. Okay, this is the right posture. Many of you might feel pain here now. Correct, but this is the posture that you should sit into. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, now you're sitting in the chair. See, many of the time what happens is your leg positions are not right. Okay, you're putting your leg either in the front, or your leg is floating in the air. Okay, your foot should always be on the ground. Okay, so make sure they are parallel to each other and on the ground, and also make sure that your knees are at the level of your hip, or they are little above the hip. Got my point? Understood? Because see, I have seen people, they buy all these, office chairs. Height कम होती है, उनका पैर नीचे झूल रहा है हवा में. Correct? Very, very bad posture. Okay, so make sure when you are sitting, because we are sitting here for 6, 8, 10 hours on this chair. Okay, it has to be comfortable. Invest, in good chairs. Don't buy of 8, 10, 50,000 chairs. There are very good chairs that are available. जिसमें आप अपना elbow का position ठीक कर सकते हैं, back का position ठीक कर सकते हैं. So invest in some good chairs. Okay. फुटरेस्ट में इन्वेस्ट करिए, बैक सपोर्ट में इन्वेस्ट करिए, अच्छे सोफा में इन्वेस्ट करिए, बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ द टाइम्स व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इन योर सोफाज. ओके, बीच में वो आए थे बहुत गद्देदार सोफा, worse for your back, very very bad for your back. Okay, so take care of that. Okay, now I'll also talk about sleeping position, because हम कम से कम 5, 6, 7, 8 घंटे सोते रहते हैं. Okay, now you can just when I talk about this, maybe you will remember your children or your spouse. Okay, many of the times people sleep in the prone position. Okay, like you sleep on your stomach. Correct, you sleep on your stomach and your neck is like on one side. Correct, very bad position. Correct, it put a lot of strains on your cervical spine and upper back. Very very bad. Okay, ठीक है, and दूसरा, your core muscles are also not working that time. Okay, so very very bad for your whole back. So if you are sitting in the prone position, very very bad. ठीक है, change that. Okay, some people sleep in the running position. एक पैर आगे है, एक पैर पीछे है, 90 डिग्री पे परपेंडिकुलर, एक पैर पीछे है. Correct. Again, a very bad position. Correct. You can understand. आप ऐसे खड़े रह के देखो. Correct. How much it is stretching the hip muscles and your lower spine. Correct. Very bad position. Correct. Change that. Okay. Some people sleep in a very catching position. You know, एक हाथ और एक पैर spouse के ऊपर. Correct. Again, a very bad position. You can actually misalign your spine. करेक्ट बिकॉज नींद में आप कॉन्शियस नहीं होते आप कैसे सो रहे हो बट यू जस्ट फाइंड अ कंफर्टेबल पोजिशन एंड यू कीप स्लीपिंग एंड इट बिकम्स अ हैबिट correct and that is why your back goes through a lot of inflammation, a lot of stiffness, a lot of muscle strain. Correct. And morning when you get up you don't feel fresh because the whole time back was under strain. Okay, so you have to take care of this. Now how to sleep, normal, sabya mansa sarka, as you sleep like straight, in the supine position, okay, on your back, okay, with your legs straight. Agar aap chahe, aap halka sa, you can take a thin pillow, below your, neck and your head. Shoulder ke niche pillows nahi lena. Okay, and if you want, you can take a thin pillow below your knees so that the side spine curvature is maintained. Okay, that is how you sleep. So if you have been sleeping in the wrong way, please start sleeping in the right way. Okay. Lifting techniques, be careful. I already spoke about you. Start strengthening the core, exercise karna hai, planks karne hai, you do your, bridges and, do some little glutes exercise, do some exercises with those Swiss balls that those will actually help. And, all those, animal poses, your, pigeon pose, your cat cow pose, camel pose, everything is actually very, very helpful to strengthen the core and your strengthen the back. Okay, so make sure you are doing exercising. Just remember, ki jaise ye, you're doing everything, for you are focusing on your belly, hands, legs. You also have to focus on, your back. Okay, so strengthening the core is very, very important. Okay, start eating a lot of anti-inflammatory food because, many a times people eat a lot of fried food, sweet food, processed food, it creates again an inflammation. So anti-inflammatory food, as our, clients were already talking, eat a lot of vegetables. Okay. Nutrients, make sure you are having your vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and omega 3s, don't miss on omega 3s. Okay, very, very good for back. Okay, B vitamins, correct. These are all very, very good nutrients for your back. So get back to your coach and they can guide you on what nutrients are good according to your age and your lifestyle. Okay, hydration, pani bahut pina hai. I already spoke about the importance of it. If you want to avoid that slip disc thing and the stiffness thing, hydration, correct. Keep a goal of drinking some amount of water and keep drinking that. And please avoid the red flag. सब कुछ घर पे करने की कोशिश नहीं करना है. अगर बैकएक हो रहा है, I'll tell you the situations where you have to actually run to the doctor. If you had fall injury, please go to the doctor. Don't try to do it at home. एक बार एक doctor consultation जरूर ले लीजिए. Next thing is if your backache is still there after, few weeks, make sure you visit your doctor, correct? Third, if you are, experiencing, paresthesia, like, you are having tingling, numbness, kind of a thing, or if you feel, strength kam lag raha hai, correct? You should run to the doctor. You cannot run that time, but yeah, just run to the doctor. Okay. And, fourth, if you see, if you experience bladder or bowel incontinence, okay, certainly there's some nerve injury, nerve compressions that might cause it. So, take care of that. So, backache can be a small backache and backache can be a, tremendous back injury. Correct. Okay. So, but if you don't have it and if you do what I tell you, you will have a very, very strong back. Okay. One thing doesn't work. You have to take care of everything. Okay. And this is lifestyle change. And that is what we teach and promote. Okay. So if you do this, you will always have a very strong back. Okay. Remember your back supports you every day and it's time to support your back. Okay. So, I hope, okay, I hope I have stopped sharing and you can see me. Okay, so I hope you, my voice is low, is it? Okay, fine. I hope you all listen to what I said. I hope you actually could pick some tips for yourself, to use. And yeah, thank you very much, Wellness Quotient community, for this opportunity. Thank you.